Hello, and welcome to today's live session. It's only 20 minutes, but it's an actionable 20 minutes where we talk about real stuff in your business that you can do to grow, to make more, to really get better at what you do so that you could make more money. That's what it's all about, right? We're in the Facebook group, by the way, Passive Income with Content. So if you haven't joined, please do. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe so you don't miss a session, okay? So today's training is talking about, well, the title is Delegation for Time, Money, Freedom, and Happiness. Delegation. So what does that mean? That means that when you run a business, there are things that you need to do to run your business, but you don't have to do them yourself. You can delegate those responsibilities. You can teach somebody else how to do them. And the reason why you wouldn't want to do everything in your business is because if you did all the administrative stuff and all the stuff that's like pretty much suck up your time, you wouldn't have time to do the important things in your business, right? The money-making tasks in your business. And the reason why I chose this topic today is because I'm actually going through this process. I'm going to share with you, first of all, why we do this in more depth, right? Why we delegate and some of the stuff that comes out of that, the great things that come out of that, and also, the next steps on how to actually take action and do it, okay? So there are 5 reasons why you'd want to delegate responsibilities. Number 1, the first 2 are about time, but they're different kinds of time, okay? So the first one is the time that you can be doing high value activities, money making activities in your business. So if you're like doing the bookkeeping and you spend, I don't know, 30 minutes or 45 minutes doing the bookkeeping, do you think that you're going to have a ton of energy to start now creating, new ideas in your business, or creating a product, or doing a video to get more visitors to your website, or selling whatever you want? Like, that's going to take up your energy. It's going to suck it up, right? And you don't want that to happen. You want to see, like, you want to use your best you and focus on the stuff that only you can do in your business. So other people can be doing your bookkeeping. You just teach them how to do it so that you have that freedom. And then what happens is that freedom can go to stuff in your business that makes you more money, but the second reason is that it can go to more freedom where you actually don't have to work, right? So somebody else is doing the work, well, then you can chill out with your family, you can have fun at the beach, you can go out to dinner and not have to worry that you have so much on your plate for when you get back to the office or whatever. That stuff is done. Which leads me to number 3, and it leads me to the happiness part of things, right? So the happiness part of things is that relief when you feel it's like the stuff is getting done and you don't have to do it. It's like that frees up your mind. It frees up your creative energy. It just makes you happy. It makes you feel good when you're like, oh my God, I just saved an hour and I got to do what I love doing, or I got to work on stuff in my business that's actually gonna make me more money or make my business grow. We save time so we can do high level stuff. We free up times we can play. We're happy because of it. 4, we start to make more money because we're freeing up time because of all this stuff, right? When we're feeling better, things just start happening, more things in our favor, positive things in our business that we can just feel free and grow. So you just make more and you get more out of it. That's just what happens. And then lastly, which is a really big thing, is that you cannot be an expert in everything. I'm sorry, but no matter how much you can self-teach yourself in Facebook advertising and if you're not already kind of an expert and you don't really know what you're doing, you know how much time that could suck out of your life? I mean, sure, you can learn it, and if you're interested in learning, then you absolutely can, and just teach yourself and do. I've done that with so many things, but if you're at a point where you're doing so much in your business and then now you have to do like Facebook ads, it's really hard. It's really hard to do that. And that's why some of the things that, or let's just give another example, like graphics design. You may know how to put a graphic together, but at the end of like this is what used to happen to me. At the end of like 2 hours of me working on a graphic, I'm like, I don't really love what this graphic looks like. And I wound up either not being happy with what I got, or not, the results not being good, or in the end, I'm like just handing it over to somebody to do it. You just have to kind of realize that you can't be an expert at everything, and you shouldn't be an expert at everything. And also another thing is too, there are things that you are doing, which leads me to the next kind of phase of this call, is there's things that you're doing that might not bring you happiness or drags you down actually. And that's very risky and not good, because that can kill your productivity, right? Something's like bringing you down, forget it. So what you want to do, and this is the part that I'm doing, I'll do this with you, is you want to actually make a list of everything that you do in your business. And you kind of like just write down every single thing that you do, and then maybe like have it in a spreadsheet, and maybe have like a ranking that says, what's your happiness factor? Do you like doing this task? Do you not like doing this task? What are the advantages of you doing this task? What are the advantages that you can have if you don't do this task, or vice versa, whatever? Because there are things in your business that you're just not going to want to outsource right away. I always talk about the hybrid model. That's what I like to do. I like to outsource some things and not outsource certain things. So you really just have to decide. And what you don't outsource today could be what you outsource next year. You might need a little bit of time, and maybe you can't outsource everything right now, but the graphics and the bookkeeping and maybe making like squeeze pages, or maybe certain content, maybe certain research. I like to write, but if there's any researchy stuff that needs to go into a piece of content that I have, I usually outsource that, because the research part just doesn't excite me, and there's so many people out there that will do the researching for you, and it's like, oh my god, they just made me a list of the top 10 things that I was looking for, and I'm like, oh, and then that leads to the happiness, and you're like, yes, all I have to do is look this over and I'm done. I could play for the rest of the day, whatever it is. So start to make a list and see what, maybe even in your list, you can see what you should be focusing more time on. So maybe you need to focus more time on doing videos. Maybe you should focus more time on doing Facebook Lives. Maybe you should focus more time on contacting, potential clients to work with, instead of all this time-sucking stuff that you're doing that's like draining you, that should be eliminated from your day if at all possible. Okay? Do that, put it in a spreadsheet, be honest with yourself, and then kind of work your way through it and start step by step by step. You don't have to outsource everything at once, but really start with the stuff that you absolutely don't want to do anymore, and it'll just free you up, and you'll just have this amazing feeling. So we realize why we need to do it. We realize what we need to do to start doing to outsource. And then it's how. What do we do next where we have all these tasks that we need outsources? So 2 things that you need to do. I'm not really quite sure in what order. It might overlap somewhat. You'll want to hire someone, obviously. And my favorite places, I'm not going to overwhelm you with a million different places where you can find people. My favorite place is Upwork. I found incredible people on Upwork. If you have smaller tasks that here and there, I would go on Fiverr. Fiverr, you'll get some great people, and then you can hire them over and over and over again. And then we have guru.com, Guru. I've found some people on guru.com that will do some good stuff. Just start there, but what might overlap? So you're going to want to get something like some kind of screen recorder that records your voice and records your screen. And you're going to want to get something that has a URL so you'll record your screen, you'll record yourself, and you can get a simple URL to link to that video. There's two. One is Screencast-O-Matic, and it's an incredible tool. It works both on Macs and PCs. It's $15 a year, and you get like unlimited storage, and you can have unlimited video. So you shoot the video, it uploads, it takes 2 minutes, and then you hand it off to the person to train them, right? And then you keep those videos forever in an organized fashion for two reasons. Number one, they can always go back to learn it if they forget something. And number two is that if you ever have to replace the person, you can always use those videos, right? So make sure they're in an organized fashion, like in a spreadsheet. The second favorite tool that I use is a new tool that I started using. It's called Loom, Loom, and that is free. I'm not quite sure how it's free, but it is. I don't know how they make money, but you could record your screen. It works really great. The videos pop up and you share them. You can even see like who's viewed them. I use Loom a lot for my customer support. It's great because it's sometimes just easier to talk to help somebody than to write it all out. It just saves time, right? That's what we're all about here, saving time and getting things done and being clear. So I hope you understand and start to kind of implement the idea of delegating and outsourcing in your business, because once you start to do it, it's kind of like an addiction. You're like, ooh, what else can I outsource? I'm so excited. Use this. It's not very hard to do. All you need to do is follow the steps that I talked about right here, and that's it. Start delegating and doing it.